What up, what up, what up? Welcome to VXG Vision and Grind right here on YouTube, the one and only show that merges fitness, mindset, lifestyle, and culture. And you are rocking with your host, the one and only Mr. Double Love. Welcome in, y'all. You can catch full episodes of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So in the meantime, make sure that you hit subscribe right here, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything that we drop. And if you like the topic of the conversation, join me in the comment section and let's chop it up. In the meantime, kick back, relax, and enjoy the episode. So, I talk about grind season. Let me just give you a little background here for y'all that don't know. Like, grind is my shit. I got it tatted on my arm right here, All Grind. That was the name of my first business I ever started and took serious, was All Grind Entertainment LLC. I registered it. It was like legitimately done. And it's always been a mindset that I've had. Now, people talk about grind and they associate it with burnout and like overdoing it and pushing yourself to ridiculous extremes. That's not grind to me. To me, grind is synonymous for work ethic. And grind specifically just means you have a high work ethic. Doesn't mean that you are burning the candle at both ends. You can do that, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing as like you can take a sip of alcohol or you can drink until you get alcohol poisoning. Like, you got the tool. Whatever you do with it is up to you. And the grind mentality is just a tool. So I want to talk about this because with grind season, and this is just how I associate it. I keep the numbers. 247365. That means we turned on all the time. Now, what this means is you got tunnel vision. Tunnel vision, I think, is a vastly underappreciated tool that I don't think people are utilizing anymore. It's almost impossible to to have tunnel vision right now because there's so many distractions going on everywhere. It's hard to just focus on one fucking thing and just be like, this is my thing. It's hard to do that anymore. Just as I'm saying this, Facebook, Meta, whatever they're calling themselves, just released a new app. And everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. I need to be part of Threads. I need to be on this. And it's like, I did the same thing. I get it. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just looking at it like, why though? What does that have to do with the plight? And when you are like so engulfed by your mission, you should be able to block out all other distractions. I was talking about this with the grind season group about narrowing your focus by creating a mission statement that is embedded in your skull. So I think that's like the first step to grind season is you need to know what the fuck you grinding for. What is the point? What are you doing? You may have heard me say my mission. Like I said, it's burnt into my head. To help as many people as possible get in the best physical and mental shape of their life for life. Now, to me, that statement has layers and layers and layers and layers to it. And it's like I said, it's embedded in my skull and it guides all my actions. So yeah, I might have jumped on this new social media platform, but why? Why'd I do it? Because to me, it's another outlet for me to help as many people as possible get in the best physical and mental shape of their life for life. It aligns. It's not necessarily a distraction. Yeah, it's a new shiny toy, okay? But it's a new shiny toy that I can use as a tool to fulfill my mission. This is what it means to be in grind season. So the irony of using the term grind season is it's a lifetime season. Like you're in that mode all the time. And I know that's a turnoff to some people. Some people are going to hear this that I'm saying and they're going to be like, no, I need my chill time. I need my whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Here's the thing about that. So your grind season is going to come with sacrifice. Anything that you want in life, anything that you want to achieve in life is going to come with sacrifice. You're going to have to make some sacrifices, and it's up to you to decide exactly what it is that you're willing to sacrifice and that you're not willing to sacrifice. I've said this in previous episodes. In my plight, I keep that list very small. I'm not willing to sacrifice my physical or mental health, and I'm not willing to sacrifice my family and the security and safety and happiness of my family. Those are only two things. Outside of that, I'll burn all the rest of that shit to the ground. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But that's how narrow my focus is. I'm not saying you have to be like that, but I'm saying, what if you did get like that? What would happen if you did get like that? What would happen if you changed how you approached things and gave it not necessarily an all or nothing type of vibe, but more so I'm doing this every fucking day. This is a part of my identity. This is who I am now. It changes things. It changes the way you operate and the way you move. I personally don't care about what people think about my plight, what people think about what I'm doing, how people feel about my attack mode towards the things that I want. And you shouldn't either. You should not care. I know too many people pleasers and too many people who are just so obsessed with how they're perceived that they step on their own toes and end up like sabotaging themselves and pushing themselves further and further away from the shit that they actually want. Like, don't do that. Grind season is like, look, you gotta disconnect, okay? Now again, I got problems. I personally don't care. I'm okay with disconnecting and being on the outside and on the outskirts. I don't care about being on an island. Sometimes it gets lonely, but I understand that like the people who love me get that about me, and they're right there cheering me on. And you should, like, that's how you structure it. Think about this. You know, when you get into a mode, and for a lot of y'all, like, it's going to be a switch that flips, and you are completely like, I'm tired of this shit. I want what I want, and I'm going after it. And when you start to do that, what ends up happening is you end up disconnecting from people that you know called friends or sometimes family members, but it's not a personal thing. It's nothing against them. It's not saying that they're bad people. It's nothing like that. It's just saying that in order for you to achieve what you want to achieve, your path has to be narrow and there's no room for distractions. This is grind season. Now you understand, like, there has to be a point of focus when you're getting narrow like that. If you don't have that, work on that. Having a singular focus, and a singular focus can be multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your goal is to break generational curses and create wealth for your family and your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids, et cetera, right? There's so many ways that you can do that, but it's still a narrow focus. You could be dealing with real estate. You could have multiple business ventures and partners and investments and things like that. They all contribute to the bigger picture. Now, here's the thing. To the outside person, it might look like this dude's a busybody, or this woman is doing too much, multitasking, right? But what it really is that all of these things contribute to a bigger picture that I am fixated on. It's okay to be fixated on something. If people talk about obsession being unhealthy, obsession is unhealthy when you sacrifice your own well-being. So think about that. So I don't think you can be obsessed and sacrifice your own well-being, because that's an addiction. That's addiction. In addiction, we're not even talking about that. We're not talking about being drawn to do something without knowing why, without having any control behind that desire. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about here is actually crafting it purposefully, intentionally, and then diving after that. So right now, I want anybody that's listening to this that has big dreams and big goals and big visions to declare. Go declare it publicly right now. That's how I know people are listening. That's how I know you're locked in. Go declare it publicly that it's grind season. And if you want to be gangster, spell it the way I said, like fuck them vowels. GRNDSZN. It's grind season. And let that's just it's like a flag that, or like the Apple logo. We all know we all part of the same gang. We're not out here trying to impress people by what we're doing, but it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's a battle cry. That's how I know you in there with me. And we might be doing 2 or 3 different things in different directions, but the fact that I know that you're focused on what you're doing and you know that I'm focused on what I'm doing, and at a certain point there may come an intersection, and I understand that you're of the same mindset, I might be inclined to help you. I'll definitely be inclined to help you, especially because rewind back to the mission to help as many people as possible get in the best physical and mental shape of their life for life. You love how I split that out there. It's burned into my head. Every single day I say it, every single morning. It's programming me to hit into grind mode. So if I come across you and I see that you're in your plight and you might be grinding and you might be getting it, but you're feeling fucked up. You're feeling like, oh man, I'm stuck. I'm feeling like depression is kicking in or whatever. This is where I can help you through a conversation, and it's on me, baby. I do run a business, right? But what's the goal? To help as many people as possible get in the best physical and mental shape of their life for life. So if I can be a contribution to your plight, then so be it. That is what I'm here for. Because here's the thing, like for me, I've been like this my entire life, and it's been problematic up until the point where I stopped caring what other people thought about what I was doing. That's where the switch flipped, and it was like, it's okay to be in grind mode. It's okay to live in grind season because nobody's paying my bills. Nobody can see what I see in my mind's eye. Nobody has my visions, and to be honest, nobody cares. So if I want it, I have to go get it, and I gotta pour every bit that I have into it to see it come to fruition. I just feel like, for me, that's a fulfilled life. I would rather spend my life diving towards something meaningful than to slip and fall into mediocrity and complacency and just kind of ride my years out. There's people who would like to do that, and you know what I'm saying? Good on you if that's your thing, but not me. I strive to have the best. I want to be in the best physical shape. I want to be in the best financial shape. I want to be in the best mental shape. I want to be in the best spiritual shape. You've seen me go through a metamorphosis spiritually. This is because I'm in grind season and I'm still working through it and figuring it out. And certain things, like I said, if it sacrifices my physical and mental health or my family's well-being, I ain't about that. And you know what I'm saying, there have been things that I've had to dismiss. People wonder why they don't hear from me, because it's not a contribution to the bigger picture. I'm sorry I'm so narrow fucking minded, but I know that what I want is mine. Like, it's already mine. Reality bends to my will. This is another pillar in having the grind season mentality, is to understand that everything you want is yours. And it's on the other side of your work ethic. That doesn't mean that you gotta arbitrarily swing an axe at the base of the tree when there's a fucking chainsaw over here. It means, like, figure out that there's a chainsaw there and get to chopping. Like, for real, like, you got to still have a game plan and understand, like, when you're in grind season, you might take a nice chunk of money and say, fuck that trip. I'm about to invest in this business coach and blow this shit up. That's grind season. You might be in a place where, you know what I'm saying, you're like, fuck these holidays, man. I'm in this gym. That's grind season. You might be in a place where you like, Fuck them parties. Fuck Netflix. I'm in my bag right now. That's grind season. And if that's where you are in your heart, that's where you feel like you are, embrace it. Because it's a place to be, man. I'm telling you, like when I was in my 20s, man, I didn't have friends. I used to get made fun of because my shoes were garbage, man. I wore whatever shoes I had. Maybe I was wearing some of my dad's kicks at the time because I didn't give a fuck about that. You know what I cared about? I cared about making money and I cared about making music. That's all I cared about. And I wasn't lonely. You know why? Because the people around me either cared about making money or cared about making music or both. Okay. It was when I started caring about doing drugs too that like fucked everything up. And now we talk about the difference between obsession and having this narrow focus of music and funding my music career and having my music career fund my life. Okay. And then as addiction of saying that I need to stimulate my mind in order to make that happen. It was a justification that I had made, a false one, by the way, to justify a drug habit. And of a sober mind, and years and years later, you feel me? I'm like now in this place where I'm looking at the things that I want and understanding that the pathway to it is extremely simple. Like for me right now, building this online fitness business and continuing to enrich lives. And the reason it's an online fitness business, why is that? To help as many people as possible. I'm not going to give you the whole spiel, but you understand that that's my way of reaching more people. It contributes to the bigger picture. Yes, there's an element of that has me seeking freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, and things like that. But that's my personal and selfish reasons to do that, which you're allowed to have personal and selfish reasons to do that. Just don't let that lead you. All right. Because when you do personal and selfish shit, you're willing to step on other people when you don't have consideration and empathy for the people around you. Now, you understand. Remember what we were talking about last week? Empathy and apathy. So you can have people in your life to be like, look, I understand that you miss me. I understand that things aren't the same. That's just what it is right now. So understand where I'm at. I hope that you appreciate what I'm trying to do. And when I get it done, we're going to party. Then we're going to hang. Then we're going to, do the social thing. Because you have a finite amount of time on this planet. What you do with that time should be extremely intentional. Like extremely intentional. And don't get it twisted. Like Netflix can be intentional if you're with your significant other, and it's like this is our time away from the grind because you need that as well. Remember what I said about sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice the happiness of your significant other, then yeah, maybe it's time to go on a date night instead of sitting up here writing another ebook or sending out 15 more DMs. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to understand the balance in your grind season. And it's fluid, man. Like as you start to go and you build and you understand and your significant other tells you, I don't like when you did that thing. And being a person of consideration, you're saying, okay, well, I'm not going to do that thing that way. I'm going to continue to mash towards what I want. Maybe I got to tell my wife, look, for the next 3 weeks, we ain't Netflixing because I got to get this done. Doesn't mean we ain't going to do it ever. It just means that, again, my focus is narrow right now. This is what I'm focused on. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to achieve. Because I promise you, your significant other, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, like they might want your time, but they don't want your stress. And if you're under stress because you haven't reached your financial goals, if you're under stress because you're sick and tired of the way your life is and the monotony of clocking in and you want to build this business and shit, yeah, they might want to kick it with you on a Friday night, but they don't want to kick it with that sad version of you. They don't want to kick it with that person that's down in the dumps because I've been that nigga, man. I've been that dude that was just like a shell of himself because I have experienced failure after failure. And those failures that I experienced were just a product of either the amount of effort, lack thereof, or the amount of strategy in what I was doing. And it didn't work because I'm not the 9-to-5 dude. I'm not the 9-to-5 dude. And y'all ain't the 9-to-5 people either, man. Some of y'all really don't have the mental capacity to sit until a time and then go home and repeat the whole thing. Some of y'all know that you're put on this planet Earth to do something bigger, you know what I'm saying, and just clock in and clock out and collect the check. Like, some of y'all motherfuckers are out here trying to change the world, and I put my hands together and clap for y'all, but you got to understand that it's a grind to get from where you are to where you want to be. And the bigger the vision, ooh, I was about to come up with a catchphrase right there. Hold on, you know what I was saying. The bigger the vision, the harder the grind. And if you don't have it in your head like that, man, you're gonna fall off. Like, I get so sick and tired of this anti-grind type of narrative that's being pushed around in the soft community, in the heart-centered community of just being in flow state. When you motherfuckers don't realize that flow state is grind season, when everything is moving the way that it's supposed to do. The only difference is the aggressive tone. I'm not, nah, man. I got my eyes open. I'm ready to go. It's raspy what we're doing all day long. Like, that's, it's rugged. That's where we're at. We want it. It's ours. We're taking it. We're not sacrificing the thing that we want. Instead, we're looking around at our life and seeing what fat we can trim in order to get from where we are to where we want to be. I want y'all there. I want you to have that embedded in your soul, man. I want everybody that's listening to this in 365 days to be in a completely different, elevated, enhanced state in their life. And you can have that. You can have all that shit. As soon as you make the declaration that you're sick and fucking tired of where you are and you're ready to grind it out and you're ready for grind season. That's what makes this 8-week program so tough. And this is not a plug for the program because it's closed. Like, it's not going to open up for another couple of weeks to get in there. So I'm not trying to pitch you. What I'm saying is, everybody who joined this program is in a state that they are not happy with. And they had a vision to get to where they want to be. And this is the pathway to get them there, because what grind season really is just saying that every single fucking day we are going to do the things that are necessary to get us from where we are to where we want to be. Now, in your fitness journey, that might mean in a 7-day week. Like, in that context, 5 of those days you are grinding, you're working out, you're putting your body through physical stress. And in that, recovery is necessary. That's another part of the process. So them other 2 days, you are letting your body recover from the damage that you placed on it so that it can get stronger. And then you repeat the process. And the idea is to do this without fail. The idea is to do this detached from emotion. The idea is to do this as if it were another part of your day. Just like brushing your teeth, just like washing your ass, just like doing your laundry. Like, it's part of your fucking life. And that's how any of this should be. For my people out there that want to be in the entertainment industry, like, you should be memorizing lines. You should be working on your acting skills every day. It's not just a hobby. If you're a comedian, you should be constantly jotting down different ideas. You know what I'm saying? If you're a model, you need to have your ass in this gym. You need to have your ass in this program. Seriously. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be working on your appearance every single day. And the thing is, it's like, when this is who you are, all other things get cut off. You're going to be on that island. You're going to be by yourself sometimes, man. And you got to be okay with that. And blessed are the people who have this mentality and have been able to lock arms with somebody who at least understands them, if not participates in their grind season, is a part of it. Because even though you are in a mental space where you are moving in this direction, you are never alone. And building the team around a vision, shit, that's when it gets really fun. That's when it gets really fun. Because now you got other people who can do the legwork. Other people who can come up with the ideas or refine your ideas. And when there's a singular vision amongst multiple people and you are all in grind season, the world is in fucking trouble. So if you got a team, I want you to call them motherfuckers right now and hype them up. I want you to tell them how dope they are. I want you to tell them how important it is to fulfill this vision. I want you to tell them right now that it's grind season and we in this to win this. That's the mentality. When you're in grind season and you are really hyped up about it, your energy speaks for itself. When you walk into a room, people go, "Oh shit, okay." Okay. And it becomes a whole thing now because you're not in this room to socialize. What's going on? Singular vision, okay? I'm not in here to shoot the shit. I'm in here to get closer and closer to my mission being fulfilled. And what did I say my mission was? You should have it memorized by now as much times as I said it in this motherfucking episode. But real talk, man, like this is like when I start to get in this mode, when I start to get in this place where I can, y'all don't understand. Like I the other day I was on one of the coaching calls for grind season and I start breaking out in a sweat because I'm hyped up. My energy levels are through the roof. You don't understand. Like I program myself every single morning to narrowly focus on my vision. I say it at the top of my lungs while I'm driving to the gym. I'm beating my chest with my affirmations, man. Like I live and breathe this shit. It's not a game. It's not a joke. I'm not like half stepping. I'm not bullshitting. And I wish if I had any regret is that I had this mindset at 21. Instead of fucking with them niggas on the street, instead of fucking with them drugs, man. I wish I had this mentality that was like, that I was able to lock in, because for me, here's the thing. Making music was a dream of mine. It was a vision. And I wasn't just one of them niggas with a microphone that was like, I'm doing this shit for fun and all that. No, I had CDs pressed up, man. We was on MySpace marketing while everybody was at the club. I was at the gas stations catching niggas on the way to the club, trying to sell them CDs to put my name out there to build a brand around this music. I didn't even know what building a brand was back then. All it was just being present and showing up and knowing that if I wanted to get it done, I got to go do it. And I got to set the example. And eventually we built a street team and we kind of made the operation a little bit bigger. And you know, what happened. But the reason why it didn't come to fruition is because I was sissy stepping in a couple areas. You know, I didn't want to leave Denver for whatever reason. And then when I couldn't leave Denver, that's when I wanted to. Irony, dumbass. But you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I just want y'all to take away from this, like, you need to enter grind season right now. Because I'm in grind season and this is the best I've felt in my entire life. Because I know exactly the things that I want. Where's your fucking vision board? Where's your journal that you're jotting down the things that you want in statements that are current? I am grateful for this 6-figure business that I run. I am grateful for this luxury vehicle that I'm driving. I am grateful for the influence that I have all across the globe. Like, start speaking that shit and start shaping the way your life looks. Start bringing those things that you have dreams of, start bringing that shit to life. Wake those dreams up and make them a reality. And it's that simple. All you got to do is lock in and declare that I will accept nothing less than every fucking thing that I want. And I'm going after it. Every day I'm taking a step forward. And you have to do that undeterred. You have to know that some days you just going to be walking. If you ever seen somebody trot through the desert, at a certain point, it just looks like a loop. I'm just walking. I don't know what's in front of me. I can't see what's behind me, to the side of me, to the nothing. I'm just walking in this direction. Some days are going to feel like that. Some days are going to be disappointing. Some days you're going to put it all on the line and you're not going to get the return that you thought you would. Keep going. Keep going. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what grind season is about. Keep going. Keep going after what you want. I really hope this got you hyped up, because recording this podcast is just one thing in the middle of like 1,000 things that I'm doing that are all in a singular direction. I just got off a coaching call. I'm gonna get on another coaching call. I'm creating programs. I'm creating content. Y'all see all my shit out there, man. This is what I do. And I want to be an example for the people. Like, look, I know I'm unorthodox. I get it. I know I'm not peaches and cream. Like, it's just not sweet over here. And it's fine. It took years for me to get there, because if you would have chopped it up with me 3 years ago, I was a different dude, man. Docile. You know what I'm saying? Like, just totally laid back about stuff, thinking that, you know, things would just haphazardly roll in my direction. Nah, I have to become a fucking magnet for the things that I want. And it's in the energy that I produce. It's in the focus that I have. It's in the actions that I take. It's how I show up in the world. You need to be deliberate about all those things as well. I love it. Look, I could talk about this all day long, but I'm not going to do that. What I want y'all to do is lock in with me. If you agree, disagree, I want to know like where your head is with that. So find me on your favorite social media platform, everything at Mr. Double Up. Shoot me a DM. Let me know how this message hit y'all. And I really want to see y'all ride with me because it is grind season. Make that post. Get out there and say, look, until I get the things that I want, it's grind season. GRNDSZN. And you know what? Once you declare that it's grind season, you keep your eyes on the vision and your mind on the grind. Let's go.